Hi, everybody. I'm Pat Doney coming to you from Ford Center at the Star in Frisco. It is the final Friday of the high school football regular season, and with many of the local programs moving their games to Thursday night because of the inclement weather in the area, it gives us an opportunity to get an early jump on our Big Game Friday season award list. I love the story. When you were at Stetson University, midway through your career there, somebody said, hey, you shouldn't play shortstop anymore. You should try out pitcher. That seemed to be a good move. I mean, how much gratitude do you have for that? What do you remember about that?
Yeah, I remember I didn't really want to pitch. I enjoyed playing the infield, but now, you can't see it any other way.
Pat Doney's here now with more, again, on TCU pitcher Luke Savage. Love this story.
Again, Brian, because we told you the story about Luke's foundation, Blessed Feet, last spring, and now he's back at it again, and this time at the home of the Texas Rangers. Blessed Feet collects shoes and cleats to donate them to kids who don't have them in the Dominican Republic. It's a cause that became a passion for Luke after a church trip to the Dominican in high school. I remember your introductory press conference 10 years ago because it was right around when I arrived here in Dallas at NBC5. And very early in your time, we were able to tell the story about your wife, Becky Nill. And I have people ask me all the time about her fight against cancer. And she continues to fight right now, I know. I just would love for you to share with our audience how much she has inspired you to keep on with what you do, because she's inspired me a lot. I'll tell you, and a lot of people with her attitude and her approach in this fight against cancer that she has.
Well, she's a big reason I'm probably down here. We had an opportunity to probably stay in Detroit and that, but she was the one that said, I talked to you about the prayer basket. She's put my name in the hat for maybe it's time to move on somewhere. So it was almost kind of a calling to come down here.
An unreal night that changed the life of Nikki Van Exel and the family of Bradley Eo forever.
It breaks my heart. It's sad. It was my best friend. And, it's nothing like they tried to make it seem. They just took it all out of perspective, all out of context.
On December 26th, 2010, Nikki, the son of longtime NBA player Nick Van Exel, shot Bradley Eo from close range in this Garland home. He told police he did not know the gun was loaded.
As many times I can say I'm sorry to you guys. I know Nick, I talked to him after the incident. I really, honestly, in my heart, think it was an accident.
I played with it before and it was never loaded, So this time I go to play with it and it was loaded, but I didn't know. It's like once I found out, it was too late.
After pulling the trigger, Nikki wrapped Bradley's body in plastic, drove it to near Lake Ray Hubbard, and left it there, which led to questions about if the shooting actually was an accident. Nikki, why did you hide the body after that night?
It was all scared, fear. Fear of not knowing anything, not knowing what's about to happen. It's just all fear, panic.
Is it panic or is it pure evil?
A high school athlete who is flying past expectations in a sport that's new to him and inspiring everyone around him every time he competes. In the small community of Henderson, Texas, about 2 hours east of Dallas, deep in the weight room at the town's high school, a sophomore is pushing weights up and down and pushing past perceived expectations.
I see a part of myself that I didn't know I would ever see.
What Kaysen Weatherton did not expect was to become a powerlifter. Born with only one leg, after amniotic band syndrome caused him to lose it during his mother's pregnancy, Kaysen had to quickly adapt to a life that involved extra challenges. But he did so with a prove-them-wrong attitude almost immediately.
When he was younger, we didn't really know what to make of it. When he went through therapy, they didn't think he would crawl. But, at like 4 months old, he found a way. But it's never stopped, He would hop. When he was little, he would pick a goal. If he didn't make it to where he was trying to go, instead of standing up, going from that point, he would start over until he made his goal of getting all the way without falling. Nothing stops him. Nothing stops him.
Nothing stops Kaysen. Not even the thought of joining the powerlifting team at his high school.
You feel good and warmed up?
An idea the school's coach, Kyle Farrell, embraced, but admitted would require a little creativity.
It was more of like, yeah, let's do it, and let's find out how to do it. At first,
I wasn't sure what all he was going to be able to do. There's 3 lifts in a powerlifting competition: squat, bench, and deadlift. And so I knew he'd probably be able to do bench, no problem, but it was more of figuring out on one leg, how can he do squat and deadlift.
At first it was rough. Like I couldn't, because I've been on crutches for so long, so it was hard for me to even get the bar behind my back.
He told me, he said, "Mama, I don't think I can do it." And I said, "Casey, we don't use can't." I was like, we're going to figure out how to do it. And I told him, I said, if we have to get an extra trainer, you know, and he was like, "No, I got it." And he came up here with Coach Farrell. He came home in about 3 days, and he was like, "Mom, I did a squat." And I was like, I was all excited, you know, and I went, he had shed my tears, and I came back all excited.
I'm really proud of squatting, because, you know, there's not, I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but like this, I'm sure there's not a lot of people with one leg that can squat. When I PR and squat, it feels really good, because it's like, I know I can do it now.
And with the confidence that came with that realization, Kaysen began to put in extra work in the weight room, focusing mostly on his balance, eventually joining the Henderson powerlifting team and putting his progress on display at a weightlifting meet with social media videos of his deadlift and power squat. Grabbing national attention.
It was really crazy, because, you know, I'm a very introverted person. Like, I don't really like getting famous like that. So when it happened and everybody's talking about it, I was just like, wow, all right, so this is happening. I don't know, it's just been a crazy experience.
And so what Kaysen Weatherton continues to do is show up every day, pushing the weights in the Henderson High School weight room up and down, inadvertently inspiring everyone who sees the sophomore embracing powerlifting as his new passion, surprising even himself as he pushes past perceived expectations.
The word impossible, it really says I'm possible, knowing that he's helping somebody who didn't think they could, you know, didn't think they ever would. Now he's letting them know and showing them that you can, you know, use what you got and you'll be great.
The town of Houghton, Louisiana is small and slow moving.
You know, we were fired up a few years ago. We got that second red light up there. You know, it was a 1 red light town. Now we're a 2 stoplight town. So we've doubled in size, we like to say.
Thank you.
It'll be an exciting game as 2 fine teams clash in Friday night football action.
And is especially passionate about one thing in particular.
Let's go, y'all, let's go! Let's go!
There's nothing like Houghton football. The atmosphere on Friday nights out here, it's wonderful. As a little kid, we look up to these players like they're NFL stars.
It's always been go to the football game on Friday night.
And the greatest player in Houghton High history.
Home of the Buccaneers and Dak Prescott, starting quarterback of the NFL Dallas Cowboys.
Led the Bucs to the best season in school history.
The only one we've ever had in the history of the school to go 10-0, and just a great group of kids.
While spending his childhood growing up in this mobile home.
I mean, I would just see him every day when he came home from school with that football. He never put it down. Like, he would just be throwing it up in the air, catching it all to himself. I mean, he was dedicated to it.
We knew he was going to be good by the time he got to middle school. That was kind of obvious, you know, that he was going to be a good player. I don't know if we thought he was going to play for the Dallas Cowboys, but he thought he was going to play for the Cowboys. And he used to always say that. You know, it was always, I'm going to win the Heisman Trophy and play for the Dallas Cowboys. And, you know, we would laugh, but, you know, here he is.
Dak Prescott was mostly overlooked by major colleges in high school. But with the help of his head coach and mentor, Rodney Guin, Dak eventually grabbed the attention of Mississippi State coach Dan Mullen, ultimately graduating early from Houghton to enroll in Starkville, Mississippi.
We didn't have midterm graduation, so I found it the other day, and I still have his high school diploma that I'm going to give to him, but he did graduate.
Before going on to break every MSU passing record in his college career. But he still found time to come home to say thank you to those who helped make it happen.
Well, that's from the Music City Bowl, 2011. That would have been his redshirt freshman year, I guess. And got his name on the side there, Prescott, and he just walked in our store and, you know, gave it to us and tried to give it back, and he says, "No, Coach, that's for you." And I said, "You may not win another one." He said, "Oh, no, Coach, we're going to win some more."
He, in fact, finished his Bulldogs career with 4 bowl game appearances and is now inspiring the Houghton community with his performance as a rookie for the Dallas Cowboys.
I've never watched so many Cowboys games a day in my life. I've never been a Cowboys fan. To this day, I'll tell you, I'm not a Cowboys fan, I'm a Dak fan.
The people of Houghton, Louisiana are extremely proud of Dak Prescott because their small, slow-moving town will always be his hometown.
He'll always be a part of Houghton, and you wouldn't be supporting him if he were not really a nice person. But he is, so he really, everybody will continue to support him while he's playing.